They said this is the new Seiko SKX. It's not. This is the new Seiko 5. This is not the new Seiko SKS. And the big question of the day is this an upgrade from Seiko SKS? Now, hold your horses, don't sell your Seiko SKSs to get this one because I think the Seiko, the 007 is the better watch. Why? Because many different reasons, but first thing when I got this watch was there are 27 models of this watch. And this is the blue version with the white chapter ring and like kind of creamy fake faux patina, which I don't mind, but I do mind the white chapter ring. So this is completely personal preference. I know what you've been doing mods, and this is direct homage to the modding community, silent nod to the modding community. So they put up this model, but there are a version with the black bezel, the color chapter ring. When I first got this watch, I wanted to set the time, and I tried to unscrew the crown, and I didn't unscrew it. So this is a new case design, new movement inside the watch. The case design is the same as the 007, the same freaking case without the screw down crown, and the water resistance is being compromised. This is 100-meter water resistant because of the screw down crown and because of the see-through case back, like they call it, exhibition case back. And now Rolex, I do like exhibition case backs, but Rolex doesn't do them, and there's a reason they are not doing them, because the moment is not decorated, there's nothing fancy of the moment. But if you're a watch newbie, I get it. I was very excited when I got my first Seiko 5 with the see-through case back. I was tearing at the moment, but when you progress in watches, there's a trade-off between the water resistance and putting this, and I picked the water resistance because the Seiko SKS has a beautiful case back with the Seiko Wave out there, and it's a water resistant. It means actually the ISO certification, so that means there's a certain criteria, and this one does not. This is just the plain Seiko 5 upgraded watch, and a downgrade from the SKS 007. So that's the difference. Has a see-through case back. I don't know, is this one any thicker than the Seiko 007? I think the no, it's the same 30 millimeters. So it just compromised the water resistance. The bezel is standardly smooth for the Seiko SKS 007, and for the Seiko bezel it's standardly smooth. I had the Seikos which had a better bezel action than this one, but that just depends on the model per model, and you can fine tune it. But the bezel action is good, has a nice grip, just like everything else. And not gonna compare it anymore with its older version, older cousin, except I'm gonna mention that this one does not have a loom pip here, and it's also one of the parts that meets us as ISO certifications, so it does not have the loom pip. It just has colored, plain colored, and this is easier to produce. And Seiko did cut a lot of corners with this watch, and it's actually expensive. It's not cheap. This watch is not something I would recommend for you guys. You want to get a test dive or first dive watch. There are two different options that come to mind. The one is Seiko SKS, the original one. I would take that over this one any day of the week. And another cool, very better option is Orient Ray or Orient Mako 2. Which is just a better watch in every aspect, and it looks better. It has a beautiful dial. And there's another option from competitor company, Citizen. So yeah, so Seiko 5 lineup is. I was very excited when these come out. They came out. Let me just move the hands, and I tried to unscrew it, but it won't go. just move the hands. You see one thing here. This watch has a hacking and hand winding, so all of you guys uh, will be very happy of that because that's a major significant horological achievement. Even though most of the Patek Philippe watches do not have it, my Gigalic Ultra 8-date Power Reserve does not have a hacking feature. So yeah, but it's things that it's neat and some people love it. It's not a deal breaker for me. I do get the gist of it. You want to set your watch to be as accurate as possible. I don't care, and I never measure how many seconds per day is off plus or minus. This one I can tell you, it's been very accurate ever since I got it. So it's a well regulated movement of the box, and if it's not, you can regulate it yourself. So let me just give you a quick show at the moment. It's a Seiko movement for R36. So it has a hacking hand winding features and it's 24 joules. Just a run of the mill Seiko movement, newer generation movement, and that's one of the upgrades from the 7S26 that features 007 and but it's nothing to write home about, and I would take 7S26 because it's a good movement, and I would take the closed case back and screw down crown because I want my watch to be water resistant. I want to take it to the beach, to the seaside, and I'm not sure I'm gonna take this one because of the lack of those features. So I don't want to think of my watch. I like screw down crowns. Get it? I think you should get it by now. So, what else is new about this watch? You notice immediately the logo here. You have, the vintage Seiko 5s, they have different logos. This one has inverted Seiko 5 that combines the 5, and when you look at it, it's also numbered letter S, so Seiko 5 Sports. Not a fan, but it's okay. It works, and overall, I don't like the Seiko 5 to see on my watch. I liked on the vintage watches because it meant something back in the days, but now, and I get it's part of history, and I'm gonna let this one slide. I like it. The bezel insert here without the pip, oh, it's okay. But the biggest things I'm gonna repeat it once more, and that's it. No screw down crown, and the loom on the older version is better than on this one. This one has a blue loom. It's a nice blue color, but it does not last as long and it's not as strong as the OG Seiko. So, yeah, band on this one as a mesh, shark mesh, Milanese mesh. It's nothing fancy, the Seiko likes to trade off the bracelets. So this one is equal as the ones you can buy on eBay for 20-30 bucks or 50 bucks from Stripes Co. And it's nothing special. You have to be careful with the buckle, and I would spend some extra money and make some sort of a buckle here so you don't have a physical barrier, because sometimes you need to be very careful with those bands when you are putting on your hand. If you don't put this correctly, it may slip off and fall down. So something that connects them, some butterfly clasp or something of this nature should should do be better. Something like this. And how expensive can it be? And they already raised the prices on this one. So, uh, is it a good watch? It's decent for a Seiko 5, but Orient, Ray, or Mako is so much better watch, and Citizen also makes some good watches, better watches, and not to mention the OG Hall of Famer Seiko SKX 007. So, yeah, I'm disappointed with this one, and I don't know about you guys. Do tell me in the comments, what do you think? Are you disappointed? I like some of the color combos, the all black, all green, all blue, but with the white chattering, it's something not something that kind of flow with me. But it's still a decent watch. Under 300 bucks. I wouldn't pay more. But I would honestly get Orient or this any day of the week or the old Seiko SKX.